up, world? And welcome to the Mecca of Mastery TV. I am your host, Mecca. If it is your mission to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life, then you're in the right place. On this episode of Mecca Mastery TV, we are speaking about money. And the topic of this video is the 5 books that made me my first 10,000. Let's get straight in the video. So if you all know my background, you know my story, how I used to be an exotic dancer, and that was my way of making the money. I did not grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. I did not grow up with financial literacy or education. I was taught to go get a job. I was taught to try to get into school, get an education, and work, save money, and that's the only way that you are going to have money. So I was at a place in my life, I could say about 3-4 years ago, where I had -$3 in my account. I was sitting on negative. I remember I was sitting in Spain. I was with my boyfriend and we were in Tenerife, Spain. And I remember one of my siblings was having some financial issues, and I've always been that sibling, right? And I know you can probably vouch for this. I've always been that person that my family can call on upon when it comes to financial troubles. And I remember I looked at my bank account and I had -$3.28. I remember this day like it was yesterday. And I just was like, you know what? I had -$3, and here's the crazy part about it. I dropped out of college 4 months before I had to graduate. I dropped out of school because I just was like, you know what? This ain't for me. Personally, and knowing what I know now, I made the best decision for myself. If you are in school, great, that's for you. I'm not saying that a college education is not for everyone, but for what I wanted for myself in my life and what I wanted to do, it was not for me. And there's many people, when you study, 99.9% of people who are successful in life did not even finish high school, let alone. So I said, this is not for me. They're going to take my money. I'm going to go and get a job, spend my whole life paying back debt, and I probably would never get out of it. So I dropped out of school. Here I was, no degree, okay, no job, -$3 in my account. The only thing I could turn to was books. And so that's what I did. And I read and I applied. Here's the key. When I show you these books, right, I want you to understand one thing, because knowing what books to read and reading the books is not enough. It's what you apply from the books. So all the books that I've read, the exercises that they gave in the books, the tools, the tips, the strategies, I applied them to my life and where I saw them fit necessary. So let's start with the first book. The first book was The Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Now, before I read this book, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, as many people probably heard about, because Rich Dad Poor Dad will let you see where you are in your life. It will teach you the real game to money, the real game to financial freedom, right? This teaches you the strategies and where you want to be. So for example, he has the cash flow quadrant on the front of the book, the E, the S, the B, and the I. The E is the E quadrant, the B is business, the S is self-employed, and the I is an investor. What you want to do, right, is to move from one side to the other. So for example, the E in the S quadrant is on the left-hand side, but you want to move over to the right-hand side of the quadrant. He teaches you, give you strategies and tools on how to do that. So what I've done, when I read that book, I realized and I said, wow, here I was when I was an exotic dancer. I was self-employed, even though I didn't have to go in and clock in. I can go whatever I wanted to, but I was still under somebody else's establishment. I needed to go to a certain place. I needed those people in order for me to make money. Same if you're an employee. So that book is what taught me how to run not only just to run my business, but the why I need to run a business, how I need to run a business, and what's to benefit from it. The second book, Retire Young, Retire Rich. Money, it's a game. It's a game. Financial freedom, right? Financial freedom. Most people think when you ask them, you want to be, how much money do you want? You want to be financially free. Most people say, I want $1 million. Why do you want $1 million? How are you going to get $1 million? Residually, it needs to be coming in from somewhere. What is the plan that you have? This book teaches you that. This book teaches you that. When I read this book, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. He just, you know, goes into depth. It's about so much about how you can leverage your money, you know, different strategies, you know, how you need to have a exit strategy for all of your investments. Second book, Retire Young, Retire Rich. Get that. The third book that helped me get to my first $10,000 in my account was Goals by Brian Tracy. And the reason I said Goals by Brian Tracy, even though he goes into, you know, every area of life, because you cannot save your first $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million. You cannot do anything really in life that you have a aim for unless you have a goal, unless you have plans in place. So this teaches you not only how to goal set, but real goal setting, because everybody don't really know how to goal set and how to break down their goals. It's more than just writing down what you want and how, you know, 10 steps. It teaches you how to get there, how you break them down, the important from the not important, the urgent from the not urgent. So make sure you get this, because you know what? An idiot with a goal is better than a genius without one. Goals. Get that. The fourth book is The 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I absolutely love this book. When I read this book, I thought, how have I not known about these things? So for example, the 4-Hour Work Week teaches you how to basically work a 4-hour work week, right? Meaning you are free from a 9-to-5 job, but everybody is not there yet. For example, I do not work a 4-hour work week, but I am on that path. And this is what this book teaches you. It teaches you how to make your money work for you, how to use what we have going on today. If you don't understand it, right, you might not like it, but we are living in a digital age at the moment. Technology is controlling everything. It's about 75% technology nowadays. So you want to be the person who is controlling and who is on the back end where people is buying everything from electronically. You want to be that person in that position in that business. And this is what this book teaches you. So no matter where you are at in the world, you can be making money remotely from your laptop, in which I do. I can coach my clients anywhere. My products can be sold anywhere because most of them, 90% of them are electronic. So this book teaches you how to get products off of Amazon, drop shipping, you know, getting a product from Alibaba.com, putting a label on it, sending it to Amazon. Amazon put it out for you and you get paid just like that. PayPal, come on now. How can you not have a 4-hour work week or a 10-hour work week or just a 12-hour work week? Come through, Tim Ferriss. So this was one of the books that taught me how to get to my first 10,000, because guess what? When I first, you know, said to myself, when I had that negative $3 in my account, I didn't know what the hell I was going to do. I said, you know what? I dropped out of school. I have no job. I don't know nobody. I'm in a country nobody knows me. You know, I don't even have a visa. What did I do? I wrote 2 ebooks for free. What did it take me to write those ebooks for free? I got on the internet. I learned how to, you know, what did I do? I got on the internet. I learned how to, you know, create covers. I learned how to upload my book in 4 minutes. And there I go. Right there. It didn't take me a penny to do that. And what was electronic? And I made money, making money off of it. Exactly. So that was the 4th book. Make sure you get that, the 4-Hour Work Week. And here is the 5th book, and this is my favorite book. Before I show you, I probably post this on my Instagram. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me, Mecca Freeman. I post this on my Instagram probably so much for my Thinking Thursdays. Well, I basically post a book every Thursday or something related to just Thinking Thursday about a book review, because I'm a very avid reader, if you don't know. Here it is, The One Thing by Gary Keller. I love this book. I've probably read this book about 4 or 5 times already. You want to know why I read this book about 4 or 5 times? Because this book really drills in on the importance of focusing on one thing at a time, right? No matter what it is in life that you are doing, right? You have to focus on one thing at a time. Even right now, if you are watching this video, Hopefully you are just focused on this video and not doing something else, because when you have your attention somewhere else while you're doing one thing, you're basically half-assing, shortchanging, shortcutting your way. You're not getting it. You're beating around the bush. And sometimes where you are in your life right now, or where you want to be, it's only because of the things that you are not focusing on. Sometimes you're not where you want to be because you're not giving it all. You're not all the way in. All your attention is not there. You're not focusing on one thing at a time. You're not giving all your energy to one thing at a time. Because here's the thing. We can only think one thought at a time when you think about it, right? We can't think 3 things at once, even though you think you can, even though you think that multitasking is something, but it's really not in reality when you think about it. You probably just drive yourself crazy, drive yourself nuts trying to do too much, or think of many different things, or jump from this and jump to that. So the reason why this book was so crucial for helping me save up to that first $10,000 was just helping me on the path to financial literacy, helping me when it comes to my health, helping me when it comes to my relationship, because it taught me how to focus on one thing at a time, and not only focus on one thing at a time, right? Here's the key. To give my all when I'm focusing on that one thing at a time. So when it comes to you, to making that plan, to saving that first 10,000, to whatever you need to invest into, to setting up your business, to setting up your website, to creating your products, what is the one thing that you can do? And by doing that, it will move you forward to help you with everything else that you need to do. And that is the one thing that you need to focus on in your life right now. That is the one thing you need to focus on right now when it comes to money. What is the one thing that you can do? Rather, that is reducing your expenses. Rather, that is saving more money every month. Rather, that is moving from the place you need to move from and downsize. Rather, that is cutting off that extra internet and you need to just go to the coffee shop because you probably won't need it, that extra internet. Rather, that is cutting off that DVR cable. You need to stop watching all that TV so you can save more money and then use that time to put towards your business. You know what I'm saying? What is one thing that you can do right now that will help you move towards the bigger goal? One thing. So there you go. Those are 5 books that helped me get to my first 10,000. And I want to tell you first that everything starts internally. You have to have an internal shift first. It doesn't matter where it is. If you want to change your body, you have to change it internally. If you want to change your relationship and your marriage or your friendships, business, it has to happen internally. So when you are going from 0 or 100 or 200 or nothing or whatever, or from 10,000 to 30,000 or 40,000 to 100,000 or 100,000 to a million or a million to a billion, you have to make internal shifts first. You have to actually see it happening inside of you. You have to actually feel it, and then you have to become it. And the books are going to help you, give you the knowledge, and then you have to do the footwork. You have to do the groundwork, because none of this is going to work. None of the reading is going to work. It doesn't matter how much you know if you don't take action on it. And remember, if you don't know where to start, if you need help with this, creating a financial plan, you can always email me at meccabookings@gmail.com and I will work with you one-on-one. Also, make sure you download our free Wheel of Financial Satisfaction template. Just click the link below in the description box and make sure you create a plan for you today to see where you at. And like we always say here at Mecca Mastery TV, we encourage you to become the greatest version of yourself in every area of life. So you go out into the world, you kick a whole lot of action. Don't let anybody tell you you can't do anything. You save that first 10,000, ching ching honey, so you can be feeling good, so you can be joining the team of the ones who's getting that shmoney. Make sure you like and you subscribe to this video. And until next time, I see you in the next episode. I'm sending my love, my light, and peace your way. Peace.